This is a story about BAS. No, not that BAS. The Business Activity Statement. This is Leah, a mother, businesswoman, and performer. Leah has just received her first BAS statement since starting her small business, and she is a little confused. Gee, that's a lot of numbers. Luckily, Leah's BAS agent Linda is here to lend a hand. Hello, Linda. Linda, how can you help Leah?
What seems to be the problem, Leah?
It says on this BAS form that I have to account for GST on a cash basis. What on earth does that mean?
Don't worry, Leah. Firstly, let me tell you about cash accounting. Cash-based accounting means that you are recording the transactions that you have already spent or received.
So does everybody account on a cash basis?
No, Leah. Businesses that earn over $2 million use accrual accounting. This is when you record an invoiced amount of money that has not yet changed hands.
$2 million? Gee whiz! Maybe one day.
So just to clarify, with cash accounting, we are recording the transactions that we've already received or spent. And with accrual accounting, we are recording the transactions that we expect to receive or spend.
What would you recommend?
Well, Leah, for a small business like yourself, I'd recommend a cash accounting system.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, Linda.
Dollars and cents, Leah.
So how do I correctly fill out the BAS form, considering I'll be accounting for GST on a cash basis?
This is a very common question, Leah. This is how we do it. Let's start with G1. That's where we record total sales that you have received payment for. So that's the total income your business has received for the quarter.
Great.
The next part we'll be looking at is G10, capital purchases. Things like cars, office equipment, furniture, and even those things called computers.
I've heard of those.
Have you bought anything like that in the past quarter?
Well, yes, I have. In fact, I just bought.
Well, now you know where to record it. Now we move on to G11, non-capital purchases. Non-capital purchases are considered termed or operative expenses. These are the smaller items that you might purchase for your business. Things like fuel for your car or stationery for your desk. 1A. This is where you record the GST amount calculated from your sales in G1. Remember that every time you invoice a customer, we must collect GST from your sales.
Because it's the business owner's responsibility to account for and collect GST to pay the tax office.
Sounds like you don't need me anymore, Leah. The last thing you'll have to do is 1B, GST on purchases. This is pretty straightforward. Here you record the GST you have paid on your business expenses that you have recorded at G10 and G11. So there you have it, Leah. That's how you fill in a BAS form.
It went by so fast. I wish every day was BAS day.
So do I, Leah.
And so do I. This brings us to the end of our story. But before we bid farewell, let's say a big thank you to our friendly neighborhood BAS agent Linda and her lovely client Leah. Good night, and from all of us here, farewell.